Have you ever noticed that doing nothing all day can actually make you feel worse? You thought you'd feel more relaxed, but instead you're restless, bored, or even anxious? Well, today we're going to explore why being busy when it's meaningful can actually make you happier. I'm your host, Haley, and this is The Science of Happiness. For my first point, we're going to start with purpose. People who have structured tasks and clear goals often report higher life satisfaction. Psychologist Sonja Lyubomirsky explains in her 2008 book, The How of Happiness, states, engaging in intentional activities that promote well-being is the most reliable route to lasting happiness. What this quote says is that happiness isn't just about luck or passive enjoyment, it's often about actively doing things that have meaning. So, when you plan your day, set goals, or commit to projects, your brain is going to recognize your actions as purposeful things. That sense of purpose can reduce stress, improve focus, and increase feeling and fulfillment. So, in other words, structured busyness doesn't just overwhelm us, it often gives our life a direction. So, for students in Houston and Pearland that are balancing schoolwork, sports, and part-time jobs might feel like it's a lot and they have a lot going on in their play and their day-to-day life, but having clear goals actually helps them feel more accomplished and satisfied at the end of the day. Purposeful busyness directly contributes to happiness because it makes us feel that our time and effort matter. Now for my second point, we're going to talk about flow. Flow is a state where you are so engaged in a task that hours often pass without you noticing. So according to Mihaly, a psychiatrist, in an article titled In Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience, published in 1990, states, the best moments usually occur when a person's body or mind is stretched to its limits in a voluntary effort to accomplish something difficult and worth a while. What this quote says is that happiness comes not from passive entertainment, but from full engagement in meaningful challenges. So when you're in a flow, your mind is entirely focused, your skills are being tested, and your efforts are going to feel rewarding. So, for example, a student practicing a musical instrument, working on a science project, or simply just writing an essay might feel stressed at first, but once they get absorbed into the task, the stress fades away and is replaced by a sense of mastery and satisfaction that, oh, you know what you're writing about, oh, you know what you're talking about, and you're just entering this flow state where you're just going and there's no stopping you. So flow explains why busyness can be enjoyable. It transforms effort into fulfillment. So engaging deeply in activities creates a natural form of happiness because it connects our skills, attention, and goals in a very satisfying way. Now for my third point, which is going to be completing tasks, even small ones, is going to trigger dopamine. Dopamine is a brain chemical that is linked to pleasure and motivation. According to the American Psychological Association, published on 2022, states, purposeful engagement in daily activities can improve mood and overall well-being. This quote shows that our brains are wired to reward action. Each completed task is going to give a tiny dopamine boost, which is going to reinforce positive feelings and encourage us to keep working towards meaningful goals. This explains why finishing chores, assignments, or even simple to-do lists can feel satisfying and motivating, and it's going to feel like you've accomplished what you need to accomplish for the day, and it's just going to leave you feeling very satisfied with what you have done. So, busyness isn't just a mental exercise, it's a chemical. So, our brains actively reward us for being productive, so structured, meaningful busyness literally makes us feel happier. To see how this works in real life, I have interviewed my teacher, Miss Boldt, about busyness and happiness, and here's our conversation. Miss Boldt, in your experience, how does staying busy affect students' happiness?
I notice that students are often happier and more confident when they have structured tasks and clear goals, even if their schedules seem packed. So it's surprising, but having a plan actually reduces stress rather than adding to it.
So even when students are feeling overwhelmed at first, busyness can actually help them feel more in control.
Exactly. So when students follow a plan, even a busy one, they often have a sense of accomplishment. Completing assignments, participating in sports, or finishing a project gives them a sense of pride and motivation.
So do small tasks make a difference, or does it have to be a big project?
Small tasks matter just as much. Finishing a worksheet, practicing a skill, or completing a chore can improve mood. It's about consistent, meaningful activity that gives them a sense of progress.
What advice would you give to students who feel stressed by their schedules?
I would tell them to focus on organization and prioritize tasks that really matter. Break big tasks into smaller steps and celebrate each accomplishment. That's where happiness comes in, through achievable goals and feeling in control.
Ms. Boldt's insight aligns perfectly with the research. So to visualize this, I took a photo of my planner today, which is full of school assignments, certain things I need to do, like chores, and certain things I'd like to do with friends. So it's simple to remind that structured, meaningful activity improves happiness. Before this project, I thought that being busy was mostly stressful. But after researching and talking to Ms. Boldt, I realized that the kind of busyness, tasks that matter, goals that are achievable, are actually going to improve your mood and motivation. Doing nothing isn't always relaxing. Meaningful activity keeps me engaged and satisfied. Personally, I feel more accomplished and happier when I focus on my goals. Social media also shows how busyness can inspire happiness. For example, a TikTok creator called Motivated Maya posted on March 10th, 2026, a 45-second clip of her showing her daily to-do list, which includes journaling, exercising, and completing schoolwork. She captions it, "Small wins every day equal big happiness boost." The video has over 50,000 likes, 2,000 comments, and from people sharing all about their own productivity hacks and what they do to stay productive on a day-to-day. This clip is going to demonstrate that even on social media, people are inspired by structure and intentional activity. It's proof that meaningful busyness resonates beyond research. It's part of our real-world culture. So I have a simple challenge here for you listeners today. I challenge you to make a short to-do list, complete it, notice how it feels, then share your progress using the hashtag StayProductivelyBusy on TikTok, Snapchat, or Facebook. Small task, meaningful progress, measurable happiness. It is really just that simple. So to recap this podcast, my 3 points were that 1, staying busy gives life a purpose. Number 2, it helps you enter a flow, a fully engaged, immersive state. And 3, completing tasks triggers dopamine, which is going to reward your brain for productivity. Instead of avoiding busyness, focus on meaningful activities that engage and motivate you. Try the challenge, share your progress online, and see how small intentional actions can improve your happiness. Thank you for listening to The Science of Happiness, and go crush your goals today.